Peter Martin.
What's going on?
What's happening, man? You ready for this?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Let's do it. We're going to kick off here with one of the great recordings of all time, Blue Train. We're going to get right into it. Let us know where you're listening to in the world tonight, and then we'll talk after this first track. The title track.
Just a second, if you don't mind.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go.
He said,
derailing the train already.
No. I've got the speakers going here. Well, no, this was unusual. First of all, what's up, everybody? Come on, man. Did you say hello to the dear listeners?
I said hello, but sometimes, I like to get into the listening first, and then we can chat.
Man, you're all about, man. You're a dogmatic AF. I like it. No, because I've got my home system since we're 1 year into the Sesh. Are we 1 year into the Sesh now?
I think we're about 1 year into the Sesh, yeah.
Yeah. I like to have the speakers on when I'm listening to the music. I finally got that happening. I like to be able to see you on the TV here, which I can. I got my friend Adam. I got this great iconic cover. Are we going to talk about the cover at all today?
We have to talk about the Blue Note covers. Yeah.
Oh man, incredible! Look at that color grading there. Is that Madison Avenue? Just
shoot. I forgot, man. Hold on. Wait for it.
You got me worried. You got me worried, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna get it better. Hold on. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. I'm ready.
Blue behind me. Come on, man. I put on my own blue light back there.
I can't
see.
Really? I can't see anything. Oh, there it is. Blue Train. Okay,
Blue Train.
I got a little blue here. You see here? That's a little blue. I don't know what that is. That's the reflection, actually, of the blue from Blue Train in my back window. Yeah. So, I think one interesting thing today is, I'm sorry, did you say we're going to jump right into the records? Should I shut up now, or can we talk about it?
Now we're already talking. I might as well just let's turn it off.
Well, no, but I thought you like to let the room fill up and all that stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Hey, check it out. Speaking of early pandemic in year, so because it's such nice weather tonight, it's like 70 degrees here in Missouri.
Yeah,
I got one of my early pandemic style citrusy mocktails going.
Mocktail, back on the mocktail, man. Don't mock me.
The seed lip, yeah.
Is that coming off a little Topo Chico base?
You know it, baby. Look at that.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about some goals for year number 2 with the Sesh and just Open Studio in general. Can we talk about that? Let's talk about endorsements. Topo Chico?
We got to get Topo Chico.
Topo Chico, man. Come on. We Spindrift. Can we get a little love from the beverage category, man?
I mean, they're fueling our live streams here.
That's right, man. It doesn't have to only be alcohol, What's up, Lucas from Santiago? Is that Santiago, Chile?
Yeah, we can pour the alcohol into other things.
That's right. Yeah. Big shout out to Santiago. Could be Cuba, could be Argentina, right? No, Santiago, Chile, maybe. Winnipeg. What's up, Winnipeg? Dave is up in Winnipeg. Have you been to Winnipeg before, Adam?
I've never been to Winnipeg. I feel like a loser, not a winner.
No, don't feel like. I mean, but Winnipeg's fun, and it has a great jazz scene up there. The woman's name I'm forgetting now.
Manitoba.
Up there a couple times. Manitoba, yeah, capital of Manitoba. Perhaps I could be making that up.
All I know is the Winnipeg Jets, named after the great Bobby Hull, Brett Hull's father. Bobby. Hockey.
What sport is that? Hockey. Right.
Professional ice hockey. It's big up in Winnipeg.
Is that an official sport now, or is that just youth only? I always forget. Sure. Sorry. Wow, my bad. Man, this guy. That's really going to endear me with our Manitoban friends, that comment, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, man, I want to compliment you on, and folks in the comments, if you were at the GPS today by Adam Maness this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, maybe you can shout out. But I thought that was really well done, man. Great stuff on that Herbie Hancock Secrets. You know what? I kind of get the feeling that you like that track. I'm not sure, though. I watched your whole thing, and you seemed like you were enjoying yourself. Is that?
Yeah, that was the easiest guided practice session I ever led, ever. It was just like, I know that solo so well. I love it so much. And it was really, I just turn it on and go. That was really, really fun. Thanks everybody for joining me for that. And we can do as much Herbie Road solos as you want to do. I'm down.
Oh, wait, it's great. So Chris,
hold on. No, this is very important, Peter. Chris is correcting me. Not named after Bobby Hull, named after Benny Haskins, who named them after the New York Jets. My apologies to our Manitobites.
Yeah, come on,
you know how to say that. Yeah.
Get that right. Yeah, and then Dave saying, "Were you here for?" Yeah, I came for Asper Jazz at least once, maybe twice. That was definitely in the winter, as I recall. And then I've been at the Jazz Festival a few times too, which is in the summer, which is very different in Winnipeg. Yep. Our climate here is different. It's very different there, though. You got to be in it for the you don't mess around. I remember, we had a friend, Steve Kirby. Did you know Steve Kirby at all from St. Louis, bass player? Yeah. Well, you know his son. Yeah, you know his son here. Steve was up there for a few years. He used to bring me up to do some workshops when he was head of the jazz department up there at the University of Manitoba. But I remember the first time I came there, he picked me up at the airport, and then we went to get something to eat, and he parked outside. It was cold, but I'm like, I was prepared. I mean, it's cold. It's winter. It's Canada. And we got out of his car, and then he plugged his car into something. I was like, wow, is this like this is like pre-Tesla and all that. I was like, man, you got an electric car? He's like, no, this is a battery warmer. He's like, you got to plug this thing in or else you come out, your battery's going to be dead. It's so cold.
That's right. Yeah, the batteries die.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Dave's a longtime Aspen Jazz subscriber. Have you done the Aspen Classical Festival?
Asper. This is different. See, you got to make sure you get your digits. This is very different. Aspen, that's a bunch of bougie white people in Colorado. Asper is a bunch of down-home Canadians that have a great jazz festival there. No, the Asper.
I've only done the Aspen, so I don't.
Aspen, I got it. Well, I've done both, and I can tell you that. No, the Asper. It's an art center, I believe, named after like the benefactor there. It's a really cool art center, and the stage I remember playing at was kind of a small, almost like a black box, but really good for jazz. And
those are so fun, man.
Yeah.
Those little festivals put on by like our art centers, those are the most fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Crowds are always great.
And yeah, and Winnipeg is not that far from here, from the Midwest. I mean, it's like, you fly to Chicago or like Minneapolis, and then it's like, an hour flight or whatever. So I've been on an airplane in a year, but that's what I heard. So
that's crazy. How do you feel about that? You were one of the most traveled people I knew, always on your way to or from the airport. And it's been a while. How you feeling?
One of my children, up until a certain age, thought before they were young, before they fully conceptualized how this works, thought I worked at the airport. This is back in New Orleans. Thought I worked at the airport because they were always, Kelly would be dropping me off and have the kids in the back at the airport. They're like, oh, you were, and then I guess they were talking to someone and they're like, oh, where's your dad working? They're like, oh, at the airport.
I mean, in a sense, you did. That was the real job,
right?
It was like dealing with the travel. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. They paid me to travel, and then we did the gigs for free, so that worked out.
That's
good.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. I miss the playing with musicians. That's what I miss. But I think we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with that, with a few gigs on the calendar for you and I and other folks, which is exciting.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close. It's happening. Happening. Well, speaking of happening, this is happening.
This is a good record. Classic. I mean, you know what? Sue us if because we do too many classic records. I understand that, but this is one I think we can all get behind. It might not be on the Spotify playlist for 2021 jazz and all that kind of stuff, but.
Oh man, we should listen to some of the stuff we listened to yesterday. We should do a full listening session on some of that stuff. But you know what? Bartz. The Gary Bartz. In defense of our penchant for classic recordings, this just in the last couple of months, we've listened to the new Artemis. We've listened to that's it. No, last week we listened to Billy Child's latest release. We listened to Peter Bernstein's latest release. We've listened to some new stuff lately. Yeah,
that's right. Good stuff.
So now we can kind of get back to one of the old things. This is John Coltrane's Blue Train. This is one of the greats. This is from 1958. John Coltrane was,
let me guess, 28 years.
He was 32 years old.
Oh, 32. Okay.
He was born in 1926, and this was made in 1958.
Does that make him a Gen Xer or a Gen Y? I can't remember.
Oh boy,
Boomer.
He's greatest generation. Greatest generation.
Greatest generation.
Yeah. And this speaks for itself. We don't really have to set this up, right? Y'all probably know this one. You've heard it 100 times. Let's listen to it again.
See if I got the right key there. See if we got the right key. I think so.
Sing it again. Close.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Blue Train. Blue Train. Welcome, everybody, if you're just getting here. My name is Peter Martin, and I have a rare moment without Adam. Adam, I'm usually the one not on here, and it's with Adam, but Adam is doing a little bit of technical wizardry as he does. And Kenny Drew. Can we talk about just real quick Kenny Drew and maybe not talk about enough, certainly not enough by us and by everybody, but what a great, and I love his playing on here. Philly Joe and PC, always the hookup, you know. What'd you think, Adam?
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's like a fine port. It just gets better with every listen. No, yeah. I mean, it's awesome.
You can port them in the album and they're gonna sound great. You know what I'm saying?
Bam. And I agree here with Bill, who said one of the better sounding piano recordings at Van Gelder. It's spot on.
I agree too.
Bill.
Yeah.
That's really good observation. I haven't
as
thought
in
about
the
it.
Piano sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds decent. Yeah. Doesn't sound terrible.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about the band here. So obviously Train on tenor, Lee Morgan on trumpet, so swinging. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Curtis Fuller. I mean, this is a heavyweight swing fest here, man. Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller, Kenny Drew swinging, and obviously Paul Chambers and Philly Joe. You know, it's just
the engine. I think this is some of Lee Morgan's. I mean, this was definitely in the period where he was laying down some of his great Blue Note albums of his own. But what a powerhouse, you know, like the precision, the clarity, the swing, the blues, you know, and what a great kind of antidote to Train, the way that they would solo off of each other. You know, choruses apart and stuff. This is some really great structural stuff happening in there.
It's like the Cannonball buffer of Miles' Train Cannonball, you know, having that like powerful blues focused player that kind of goes off, can kind of bounce off of the more abstract, you know, Coltrane. It works really well. Let's go. So I was also, as I was looking at the track listing, so we'll listen through to Lazy Bird. I'm not a fan of alternate takes.
Oh, you want to look at the track listing? There you go. That's the original LP there, right there. Can we give it up for the back of Blue Note's LPs? So great. I love the design on them because it was kind of a consistency there.
The font is amazing. The logo is amazing. I mean, it's just classic.
I'm not sure if that UPC symbol is original, that up there, but you know, everything else possibly.
I see a 2003 copyright down here. I don't know if this is the original, Peter.
I'm thinking it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's got that UPC, but it's based upon great picture of Train. I love the structure of that picture. You know, like the width of it and how it's laid out. The smile, the eyes of Coltrane, and then this one I saw. You know, I believe. Let's just look. I think that's the picture that the album is taken from, and I'm forgetting the name of the graphic designer. And please, our dear listeners, will drop this in here. The iconic designer that made these decisions of like, how do you go from this to that? You know, so like where you're going to crop it, how you're going to change the color. You took out the microphone, which a lot of people would be like, oh my God, that Neumann microphone is so beautiful, you know.
I think that was
so cool.
Reed Miles, right? Was the guy?
Reed Miles, exactly. Reed Miles. You know, but I mean, but the symmetry of this and the proportions of it and stuff are just great, and the colors, and then the green for John Coltrane and the white for Blue Train, and the size of the fonts, you know. Really amazing stuff.
Beautiful, just beautiful. So also, all 5 of these tracks have become somewhat jam session standards that might be called. And this next one is it's kind of a moderate test of strength for up and coming musicians. Moments.
And a little bit of Coltrane changes that I think that you tackled a variation on in a GPS last week, right?
Yeah, this is a great one. This is Moment's Notice. Beautiful, beautiful head here, but really challenging improvisational structure. So let's check it out.
Cool.
I need to figure out what that flare is at the end that Kenny Drew plays there. I got to figure that out. I have no idea what he's doing there.
Which one?
The kind of sharp 9
over the pedal.
Oh yeah. No, at the very end. The
last chord.
Yeah, this thing.
The last chord you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just a straight sharp 9.
I know.
Like
but what's
third?
the? I'm trying to figure out the flare. The little. Oh, I've kind of messed it up. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's hip.
Yeah, so he's going up.
Peter's got it already. Peter's got it.
No. He's going up that straight third, down at 7th, sharp 9, and then playing the upper third, and then kind of trailing it, and then coming back down. I don't think it's anything more than that.
He's trailing between like the 7th and the sharp 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those two.
But then he's also going up to that major third too.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's okay. So we got to talk about something on this. I know we got a lot of music to listen to, which is always exciting. You mentioned this is sort of a jam session too, right?
Well,
what is right? So what is the main element from this original recording that is missing when it's played on jam session outside of mastery of the changes usually?
I feel like this is a gotcha question. Hold on.
No, it's not a gotcha. I mean, it's
what is the
main if you get it wrong, it's gotcha. If you get it right, it's either it's either
what is the main element?
Your greatest setup or no, I'm saying structure, like what's happening, and this is I think it's more obvious than
is it the interlude you're talking about?
No.
Because everybody plays the interlude at the jam sessions, even.
No, not the interlude.
It's Philly Joe and Paul Chambers for sure.
They don't come to most of the jam sessions you're on.
Not at the Kranzberg. I've not seen them out there.
No, it's the break on every chorus.
Every chorus has the break. You're right, dude. You're totally right. Yeah.
And nobody does that at the jam sessions. I mean, it's got to be a high level jam session, maybe.
The intro, Rob Endicott says the intro. That's also something. I had this tune called on me by someone when I was young, and I didn't know the intro. And they were like, all right, let's do the intro.
Come on, young Adam Maness.
I know, come on, young. I didn't know the intro, and they called it, and they were like, never mind. We're not doing it. And I was like...
Was that Willie Aikens? He sheepishly
crawl into a hole.
He crawls back into his boca.
Yeah, I crawled back into my boca and learned the damn intro.
Was that Willie Aikens that called you out like that?
It might have been.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, but the break, that's what set, to me, the changes are very interesting. Iconic and very related to the quote unquote Coltrane changes. Well, they are Coltrane changes because it's his tune. But I think the fact that I don't think they ever miss that. I don't think they ever don't play the break on everybody's solo. And it's such it sort of adds to the almost like relentless nature of the way everybody solos in their own ways, but it's got that because of the way that it breaks up the structure chorus by chorus, and it gives you that chance to have a solo break over and over again as like a point of departure for that next chorus, I think it's great. And just the jam sessions, it becomes just a continual sort of rolling thing. And I think it misses a great opportunity with playing that break. It's part of the tune.
It's like those breaks. Can you ever play C-Jam Blues? You specifically, Peter. Can you ever play C-Jam Blues without doing those Oscar Peterson breaks from Night Train? It's hard.
No,
it's in your soul.
It's like a bad accident on the highway. You can't unsee it. You can't unhear it,
Yeah. No, those breaks, they do add momentum, though. You're totally right. They add this sense of propulsion, and they give the soloist an opportunity to kind of sling themselves into this next chorus. And the new soloist an opportunity to state something to set it up.
That's a great way to put it. If you think about like a slingshot giving you the energy and the power to go all the way around, and because the chorus goes by pretty quickly, that's what it does. When you don't play it, it just becomes a little bit of a rolling on top of itself kind of a thing, which doesn't really, when we talk about, kind of moving towards letting the tune come to you as opposed to chasing the tune around. That's an example of that.
Totally.
This is probably because everybody's so worried about the changes, you miss the structure of the thing.
This is one of those tunes where I'm so glad you said this. It's one of those tunes where if you let it come to you, it's a lot easier than chasing after it, because you're never going to catch it. It's like,
no, you're not. No,
you just have to let it happen and kind of let it wash over you, and let the natural, let the beauty of this form just propel you,
Yeah. And I would just say bass players and drummers, rhythm section players in general, take note as you go back to listen to this on how Paul Chambers and Philly Joe Jones approach every single one of those breaks. They're always doing a little bit different, but they're never just playing and then stop. There's always like a structural setup. Like Philly Jones is always like, there's always like a leading into it. There's a musicality, there's a phrasing. And PC, the way he's walking is like, they're playing chess. They're playing chess. They're steps ahead, and that's what you have to be as a rhythm section player. You're not playing the solo, you're supporting, but you've got to be a couple of moves ahead of everybody else so that you know where you're going before you even get there. How do you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? You know what I'm saying?
It's because if you don't set up that break correctly, it's not satisfying like that. But if you set up that break correctly,
yes,
it's super satisfying, right? Like they're setting up the listener.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? It's all about setting it up. No, but you're right. They're setting up the listener and probably the soloists. They're setting up everybody's expectations. This is what we talk about all the time. Great rhythm section players are great at marking the form. They're actually really good at letting you know what's like, kind of foreshadowing what's going to happen. And every so often, making that a surprise, right? But generally they're making it very clear, because they understand that the form is really where, the music is happening, and making that clear is part of their job. It's part of our jobs as pianists, and certainly part of bass players and drummers. So
cool, and look, the great bass players, I always think about looking over at Christian McBride, and just what a pleasure to be able to play with him over the years and the art of making things feel good from the bottom up. There's a lot of specific nuances like this that lead into that. It's not just the, smiling and making it feel good. There's these specific, techniques that anybody can do. I mean, you might not be Ray Brown or Christian McBride, but you can do some of these techniques to make things feel good, which is one of the main jobs of somebody that's like on a tune like this, is playing every note. I mean, PC's the one, and probably Philly Joe too, because it's kind of a relentless kind of tune. They're always playing. Everybody's so like they're never stopping. So it's your job to make it feel good and to make keep the structure intact, I think.
Totally, man. So important.
Can I get off my high horse now?
Sorry. No, but you know what? I really, man, it'd be great to play with Philly Joe and PC, wouldn't it? It would be awesome.
Well, you got to go to heaven to do that. Jazz heaven, as they say. You'll be there one day. You'll be there one day, Adam. But your day is not your bell has not been rung. You're not even near it yet. Sorry.
All right,
You've got 7,347 more GPSs to do before you go to jazz heaven.
Actually, Alex Picasso says you have to do an episode on that rhythm sections, marking the form and making it feel good. You know what we should do? Maybe we should do a Monday on that. Maybe I'll do that this Monday, Peter. A little podcast episode. Our favorite landmarks and the players that are good.
Yes.
That can be fun.
Yeah.
Time for blues, eh?
You talking about on our Monday? You'll hear it live. Award-winning. You'll hear it live on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm talking about 4 p.m. Eastern on this very Open Studio YouTube channel that most of the people here are watching on. We're live over there, so
You're talking about the little event that took us about 6 months to get locked in and locked and loaded on what the hell we were doing. It almost became a weekly episode of how the hell do we do a YouTube live? How the hell do you play the blues?
If you don't circle around the location 100 times, how will you know you've gotten there?
That's right.
I think
you got to look at it from every angle, man. We did that.
Man.
That's right.
So a blues will get you to heaven on a locomotion.
That's right.
Okay,
Let's do it.
That was a force. That was a stretch. Here's locomotion.
That was yeah. Circle the wagon. Circle the drain.
Yes, that's John Coltrane on tenor saxophone, Lee Morgan on the trumpet, Curtis Fuller on the trombone, Kenny Drew on piano, PC on the bass, and Philly Joe Jones on the drums. Blue Train. You think for that one they were just like, what were the backgrounds on the opening cut, Train? Can we just make a tune out of that?
I know, exactly. Oh, it's so great. A blues pushed into an AABA form. It doesn't get any better than that.
That's right. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Good. A blues with a bridge. And so now we're getting the little bit of thematic elements of this album with the breaks. Everybody had break at the beginning of their solo, except for Kenny Drew, I believe, which I never really noticed that. I don't know why they decided to do that, but that was, that becomes kind of a recurring theme on this record, the breaks. And I think it's just, what was it, just like 8 bars? Yeah, I think it was 8 bars, which is a lot to have as a break, and then go right into the blues, the 12-bar blues of the first AA, 12, 24, and then that bridge with the descending thing down to the 5, and then the last 12. It's a really cool form.
I love this form. Yeah. And just as we were saying, Philly Joe and PC marking the form so clearly, that first break didn't sound like it sounded like there was it was like here we are.
It was almost like they'd said like, are we gonna do it or not? And then when they started, they're like, wait, what did we decide? Are we gonna do it? I love that.
Oh, we are doing it. 8 full bars.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's so right. Great, right.
Cool. Only a couple tracks.
So
left,
we were talking. I know. Only one, right? Is Lazy Bird up next?
No, I'm Old Fashioned.
I'm Old Fashioned, of course. Okay, before we do that, because we're talking about this is such an iconic cover. Can we see the cover again?
Yeah. Hang on.
This is one that, you talk about Kind of Blue, you talk about this. What are some other, these are iconic covers that are just so recognizable, even to just the general public, right?
I would say Saxophone Colossus is an iconic cover.
Kind of Blue. From a design standpoint. Yeah.
From a design standpoint. Yeah. I would say Love Supreme is iconic. Another Train album.
Yeah. Tons. Yeah, some of the Impulse.
Yeah. The jazz genre is spoiled for riches when it comes to iconic covers.
Yeah. But I don't know if there's been some reissues where some folks felt that this cover wasn't good enough. It needed. Oh, no! Did you? I didn't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't know this. No, why?
Are you familiar with this? This came out of. This had to have been out of some sort of Parisian design studio in the mid '70s. But we have this.
That's not bad.
John Coltrane.
That's not.
It's not bad at all, right?
That ever happened? Yeah,
it's not as good as the. It's not as good as the original, but it's something.
Except with his nose,
it's got the train.
It's fine.
It's a little weird. It's got the train. It's got the Blue Note logo, so it seems to be legit. And then in the 80s, things kind of fell off the rails a little bit. We got Blue Train. Yeah. We got Neon. We got Let's Get Physical with John Coltrane.
What was that genre from yesterday? The synth jazz. What was it?
Jazztronica.
Jazztronica. This looks like it might be a Jazztronica album.
This is Traintronica.
Yeah.
And then of course there's just the kind of, you're using this is you're just getting another picture and making it blue, and you're taking the same green, but it's this is a little jumbled.
Yeah.
And then this one, this is actually nice, but it's a little weird. Blue Train training in Dakar. So that's Senegal. I don't know if it's the iconic Blue Train album plus 2 bonus albums, not tracks, digitally remastered on 2 CDs. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that doesn't seem legal. It does not seem legal.
That seems like you would buy it off a street corner somewhere for sure.
And then this isn't bad, but Train, instead of 32, looks like he's 16.
Yeah.
And I don't like this original album. This is not the original album. Why are you calling it that?
Why are you calling it that? And it's also not a great photograph. I mean, there's blinds in the background.
That's right.
And one of those janky music stands that always falls over with the slide.
This looks like Adam's home studio, April 2020,
this honestly
March
looks
2020.
like my first apartment off of Nottingham when I moved back to St. Louis. Like could have been that. Yeah.
And then of course with Blue Train, we're excited that we're listening to this album and we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for this pandemic, and some folks are getting vaccinated, which is a beautiful thing. We got shots in the arm, but don't let your guard down. You know what I'm saying? Keep your mask up. There you go.
No, I need one of those. That's good. That's good.
It's good, right?
Someone should make an album cover just out of that, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
That is the new playlist album cover.
That's right.
Some lady.
It's weird. It's like connected, but. And then there's one more. This is weird. Like Train looks like he's throwing shade on this actual album of them. Look at him. Like, doesn't he look like he's a little pissed off?
Yeah, it looks like surliest band member superlative in a yearbook.
It's like John Coltrane, Blue Train. I just don't understand why these things happen, but alas, they do, and we're here. We're just here to report on them.
It's my favorite segment of the show, man. I miss it when it doesn't happen. Well, we've got a couple more tracks. This is the only non-original on this album, I'm Old Fashioned.
Yep.
I'm Old Fashioned, which was... Hold on. I got to get back up here. Just had it. Was this... you probably know this, actually. It seems like something you would know. I'm Old Fashioned, which was written by Johnny Mercer, of course, and Jerome Kern. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't know that, but that makes sense.
Yeah. Beautiful tune. Beautiful. Hey guys, you want to play a ballad? Yeah, let's play a ballad.
Yeah, let's just play that. I'll play the head in. Trying to play the head in. Lee, solo, Kenny Drew, and then Lee Moore. Take a solo, and then just take the head out. PC and Philly just play killing stuff throughout. All right, let's do it. 1, 2,
cool.
3,
yeah, exactly.
4.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Oh man, so great.
Yeah, a lot of good discussions here about the notorious Van Gelder piano sound here, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
We've done many Blue Note albums on this session, so we're obviously not.
We have
fans.
Not because of the piano sound. Not because of the piano sound isn't the reason we did them.
Yeah, I mean it's just not the greatest that you can get out of the instrument, obviously, but it does, though. We are selfish as pianists, but it does, though, leave a lot of room for some of the other instruments, especially I think the horns. You know what I mean? The piano is,
and the drums. I mean, Van Gelder's drum sound sounds great. Is fat with a pH. And as somebody noted earlier, this is one of the best from this era, especially. Van Gelder piano sounds. Kenny Drew is just killing it, and like there's a width to the sound that we don't always get on the Van Gelder Blue Note albums, don't you think? Agreed.
This is one of the better. I mean, ironically, one of the better piano sounds, even though it's still getting hated on here in the comments, which is it's fine. Johnny Blue has an interesting. Yeah. I'm going controversial here on all this. The Johnny Blue. Don't hate me, but I'm pretty sure Train would have snagged Sonny Clark for this date had he been available. Same studio together, just days before. Just saying. That would have been interesting. That would have been a whole different thing. Sonny Clark was killing it around this time too. So
I know. Ooh, we could hit some of the Sonny Clark Blue Note led albums from
Sonny Blue, man. That would be great.
Sesh. Yeah. Man, you know what I was just noticing on that track? I don't know why I never fully made this connection. The Lee Morgan, the Clifford Brown influence on Lee Morgan comes through so strong on this album. Clifford influenced every trumpet player that came after him. I think in some ways as much as Miles. I mean, certainly at this time more than Miles, and he influenced Miles, But I think that, I forgot how much of an influence he was on Lee Morgan. And like on that track, you just heard all that straight Clifford stuff, the phrasing, the playing through those notes. And it's fun.
Totally. Really, really fun. Yeah, it's great. So the great Jerome Kern, obviously, can't forget that. Yeah. How could you not know that?
That's a great tune. That's not played enough. That's not played at jam sessions. Could you roll up into the Kranzberg at a jam session with a vaccinated situation and say, let's do I'm old fashioned? Would that be a non-starter?
No way. You couldn't do it. No one would.
Blank stares. What if you had a Jerome Kern mask on? That wouldn't help.
I just want to say, if you went to some dingy New York jazz club, and any dusty New York pianist that knows, they would know it, and they would know it. They would know the verse, and they would know the original changes.
Big shout out to Gary Versace at Mesro.
Just everybody who plays a Mesro. Big shout out to Mesro for keeping it alive, man.
Exactly.
That's my favorite part about going to New York is just like there's tweed jackets and the changes are so pure. It's amazing, man. It really is.
And you know what's great about it in New York? Not only could you pull any dusty piano player, everybody would know this, but every dusty fan could call it the changes. Like the guy with the tweed jacket that's like, old fashioned G minor sound. Come on, and he's not even a musician. He knows. I
had to just double check the composer of the song, and we have our dusty fans in here calling me out, and we need it. I mean, hey, listen, nothing wrrong with it. I hope to be a dusty fan someday.
That's right. You're well on your way, sir.
I'm trying my best. So that's it for. We have one more. We're gonna go out on Lazy Bird. So what are we doing? Do we have? Is Keezer finally going to be joining us next week, Jeffrey?
Man, Keezer's so busy, man. He asked us. Which is a great idea about doing the Bobby Timmons, right?
Phineas Newborn.
Oh, Phineas Newborn, of course. Yeah. But then he's like, but I'm busy the next 10 weeks. Only Jeff Keezer's busy with gigs during the pandemic somehow, man. He's so good. He's got stuff happening. But no, I don't know if it's next week. But actually, I want to throw something out there. But we always want to listen to our dear listeners first and foremost. So if you guys have requests, as we usually do, we're gonna reject. Not going to reject. We just don't have time to do them all. 90% of them we're not going to get to. But I was thinking about an album. It's a little bit. No, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. What were you thinking
Why?
of, Adam?
What are you talking about? I mean, now that you mentioned Sonny, now that you mentioned Sonny Clark,
Sonny
that could
Clark,
be
yeah,
really fun. We've also, Peter, I don't know if you know this, we've never done a Bud Powell album. That would be really fun to do. To go back and do.
Good.
He's pretty good. Go do some Bud Powell, some Monk people are
requesting. And that Gary Bartz, after hearing the track yesterday on our big discovery there, we might need to jump into 2021 and jump on that whole album. We could do that.
What are we doing? We need to get some Gary Bartz up in here. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So,
well, we have lots of options.
Well, we got good choices.
Let us know as we go out on Lazy Bird what you want to hear. Someone's saying some Jackie Byard. We've never done Jackie Byard. Joe Henderson's In and Out. That's a great album. That's a great album.
Are we going to be too stuck in the Blue Note piano sound though?
That's because Blue Note piano sounds in a row. Yeah.
In and Out. Is that McCoy on that?
This is just.
I'm thinking like Mode for Joe.
That's intentionally disrespectful. Untitled.
Of course, Untitled. Of course, you're Untitled if you're saying that. No. Yeah, I mean, and Monk. Now, we've done Monk? We've done Monk albums.
We've done ton. Yeah.
Okay.
We've done Ear Food, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we do the whole album though?
Yeah, we did the whole album.
I guess we did. Okay.
Free for All would be fun. You know what would be fun, actually, Peter, to take. Yeah. So Torrin's mentioning Free for All. I was just listening again. One of my favorite albums is Out to Lunch, which is a very accessible, free-ish album.
Yeah,
that might be
Eric
fun.
Dolphy.
Eric Dolphy. Yeah.
Is Booker Little? Is Booker Little on that?
I don't know. Actually, I'd have to look it up. Okay. Some dusty fan will tell us.
Come on, dusty fan.
Also,
Lenny Tristano.
I've said it before, but most of my record collection here is Ornette Coleman, and we've never listened to Ornette Coleman. I would love to listen to The Shape of Jazz to Come at some point. Which is like his most, Lonely Woman and all that stuff. So I don't know.
Yep, that's a great album. Great album. We've got some stuff. We've got some stuff to coming up. I was going to say, oddly enough, I don't know why this came to me. I'll just put it out there because I'm an honest guy. Good Night and Good Luck. I've been wanting to kind of listen to that album because it's a really good record. So, but we can put that on the back burner. No problem.
This is your movie soundtrack?
It's not my movie soundtrack. I had a very small part of it. But the soundtrack, I had a minor role. The movie, me and George had a major role, of course. But no, it's just such a Bob Hurst, Jeff Hamilton. It's some great. There's some great. That ballad playing reminded me of them. I mean, they're not PC
so
and
yeah, but we like to listen to people. We like to listen to swingers, man. So just Bob.
Those guys are swinging on that. They're swinging on that.
I know.
They're swinging on that. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean,
Dave Brubeck. Yeah.
We've not listened to any Brubeck, I don't think.
Yeah.
Freddie Hubbard is on Out to Lunch. That's right. Thank you, Zach.
Oh, Freddie Hubbard, of course. Yeah. Booker Little would be fun. There's a lot of jazz records. Now, you guys, dear listeners, you can tell us, well, you're our peeps, so you're going to be with us, but are we trending too conservative, like with the Blue Trains, with the even Out to Lunch in a way? Like it's funny you say that's a accessible avant-garde. Even Shape of Jazz to Come, these are avant-garde, but only in the 80-year-old avant-garde sense in a way, right?
Yeah, people are saying here Vijay Iyer and Kurt Rosenwinkel. We've not done hardly any guitarists. We did Peter Bernstein, obviously, but Kurt Rosenwinkel has some great albums that we
Kurt would be fun. We could probably get Kurt on here too.
That would be fun.
Which would be fun.
And
Keith Jarrett, we can't do Keith Jarrett.
Yeah.
This whole channel will get shut. We can't get rights to that.
Yeah,
nobody can.
And for those who ever ask, like we don't monetize these videos, so we don't make any money off of them, which is why we can play them. But even that, like ECM,
we're skirting the law. Yeah, we're skirting the law with some of these things anyway. But Keith, it'll just get shut down, and we'll get strikes and all that good stuff.
Oh, Brubeck Quartet at Carnegie Hall. That's a good record.
That's a great record.
Ben Monder's a good player.
Well, and somebody saying Gil Evans, Miles Davis, them at Carnegie Hall. That's with the orange cover. That's a great record too.
It's a good record. Yeah. So, there's so much good stuff. Well, as we listen to Lazy Bird, as we go out on Lazy Bird, let us know what you think. Professor Hermana says Robert Glasper. We've listened to Black Radio on here before, so love it. Oh, some CTI era. That'd be fun.
Oh, we did on a Monday. Remember, we bust out some Freddie Hubbard CTI, didn't we?
Yeah, but if
something.
CTI is left untreated, you can really develop. That's a bad joke. Sorry.
Hermosis of the psoriasis. Yeah, I know. It's a bad thing, of course.
All right,
cool.
Good stuff here. Keep them coming. We'll find something good. I know. So Peter, sounds like you want to go. I mean, what do you want to go? Sade? You want to go Kirk Franklin?
Well, we talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like we have very eclectic tastes, but we want to serve the listeners. We feel like whenever we've left to traditional stuff, not that we're looking at the numbers, but we do notice how many of you don't show up. So we don't know if that's a scheduling thing or if you're trying to tell us, like who do we do? Well, we were talking about doing some D'Angelo. I would love to, because I remember said you weren't familiar, and I think a lot of people aren't. He did a record card live at the Jazz Cafe. It's not a jazz record, but D'Angelo, I think, is a very creative artist. I think his band is one of my favorite records ever. But are we going to lose the listeners on that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's an R&B record. It's just a high level. I don't know. It's at the Jazz Cafe, but they're not doing a jazz gig. I got a full disclosure.
Yeah, but I mean, one of our most popular sessions was Talking Book just a few weeks ago, Stevie Wonder.
Okay,
which is certainly like jazz influence, but definitely a pop record. So I don't know. I don't think he would lose a lot of people.
Tortog says D'Angelo. Tortog's our guy, so he says D'Angelo's very cool. Voodoo, yeah. Well, no, and Voodoo's great. I was just thinking live at Jazz Cafe because it's kind of fun that a lot of people don't know that record. It's some of the Voodoo material, and it's from the Jazz Cafe in London. It's just a really clean record live, and Aaron says he's showing. All right, what you know what? That might be the record for next week.
All right, everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
You sold us, and then we can go back to some thin ass Blue Note piano the week after.
The keyboards are so fat on that D'Angelo record. It's great.
Well, it's modern.
It's killing. All right.
Yeah, here we go. Erykah Badu's Baduism. That's a great album.
That's right. That's right. Well, if you like Baduism, you're going to love D'Angelo live at Jazz Cafe for sure.
Cool. Awesome, everybody. Let's go out on Lazy Bird. Thank you, Peter Martin. Super fun.
Thank you, Adam Maness. Thank you, dear listeners. As always, we wish you health and wealth and much love to you and your families and your loved ones this whole week, and look forward to seeing you for festivities. Oh, let's just tell them a little bit about what's happening this week. We like to do that because we always have stuff. We assume people know. It's a big
momentous week. Momentous week.
Well, I mean, every week's big. We're trying to keep it moving. We've got what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow's kind of a light day, right? As Wednesdays are sometimes.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. This is drum conversations with Adrian Rivero and Allison Miller tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That's going to be awesome. Yeah,
this is going to be
Glad
awesome.
You remembered that.
She's an amazing drummer of Artemis fame, most recently.
Yeah.
But those are two incredible drummers. It'll be, I believe, 4 p.m. here Eastern on the Open Studio YouTube channel. And then I believe that's tomorrow or Thursday. We should probably look that up.
I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, but if you go to openstudiojazz.com/live, you can see the whole schedule all the time.
Yeah, but then Friday is really the kind of the biggest deal this week for all of Open Studio, because it's your year anniversary of the shelter in place on your YouTube channel. Peter, you've done 51 at this point solo piano concerts in a row. You've not missed one on a Friday since this whole thing went down. Really,
I was thinking about taking a vacation this week. Would this be a good week to take a vacation?
You're known for your time.
I didn't quite make it. Ooh, I went back and looked at number 1 today. That was a shock to the system.
I'll never forget number 1 because you were like, I'm doing a solo piano concert in my living room on my phone.
Can you bring some mics over?
Can you bring some mics over? And I was like, on your phone? And you were like, yes. And I was like, just use your phone. And then the very next week you were in the studio, and actually by number 3 or 4, it looks pretty good, man. Everything is like
it is. Yeah, we were locked and loaded quicker than we should have been. So yes, that'll be fun. That's Friday, and then good. Well, let's check this out. This is a great way to end the album because it's the last tune, and it's a thing.
Yeah, cool. All right, this is Lazy Bird. Good night, everybody. Cheers.
Good night.